I didn't even intend to buy in 2022, by the way. I was going to buy in 2027. It was like, where?
So
I need to look for some money. Nilikuwa na tisha, nikatengeneza poster, ikashika. I'm asking for this seat because I want to serve the people of Kirinyaga. So you find that most of the time, the terrain for young people is very, very hard because our politics is based on money. We're not even on the same lane. What is so hard if you're not supporting me to just stay away from me to build my brand as a person and struggle my way around like I have.
Are you afraid of going out or speaking out someone who is basically a national figure because she has been a CS before, someone who is also a county figure in Kirinyaga County because she is a governor, the second term governor. Are you prepared for 2027 and being boxed out, the dangers of being boxed out in Kirinyaga politics? Yeah, by her. Hi everybody, karibuni sana. I'm your host, Joyce Cheruto. This is an amazing show where we talk to pace-setters, change makers, and leaders in their own right who have made strides in what they're doing just to be able to understand the process as to how they got to where they are today. For those who have been tuning in, asanteni sana. Thank you for the support. And for the new subscribers, karibuni sana. Feel at home, take a chair, mkule popcorns, enjoy show. And today we have someone who you guys are not ready for. So we have the woman rep of Kirinyaga in the building, Mheshimiwa Wakili Jerry Mina. Karibu sana Mwesh.
Thank you so much for having me.
You needed no introduction. Although wengine utaanza kusema ati, the person who has done this. No, I don't think you need introduction kabisa.
Thank you.
You're doing amazing in your space. Yeah, we are really proud of you. Thank you. Continue representing women, continue representing youth. Yeah.
I have to represent young people. So most of the time you find that young people are judged collectively. If I don't perform, people will be like on a general scale, umechagua vijana hawafanyi kazi. So I really have to work twice as hard to ensure that I really don't make it harder for the people who come after me. I just want to really make it easier.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Continue doing that.
Thank you.
So let's go back to 2022. Already 2022, wakati you are, I think, 28 years old then.
Yes.
Trying to secure a UDA ticket. So during the UDA primaries.
Yeah.
You are a first timer.
Yes.
Yeah. Not known to most of us.
Actually, nobody knew me. Besides my Facebook friends who were like 3,500. Yeah.
And you are, I think, you're coming in against formidable forces because one was the county speaker.
Yes.
Yes. So someone would obviously think, msichana, ate jokes.
Yeah.
Ate jokes. She will not get the ticket.
Yeah.
So how did you do it?
Now that you mentioned, I've just even remembered at one point we had this meeting, and the former speaker comes and says, we msichana wewe tukupange tu tukutafutie kazi. Nikamwambia sijasema ni kazi sina. I'm asking for this seat because I want to serve the people of Kirinyaga. So you find that most of the time the terrain for young people is very, very hard because our politics is based on money. It is dishing out money and all that. So, but for me, I really just carved a niche and I just would go around telling people, look, I don't have money, but I have the brains and I have the will to serve you and I have the passion to represent and articulate your issues at the national level. And that was my selling point. I didn't even intend to buy in 2022, by the way. I was going to buy in 2027. It was like, where?
So
I need to look for some money. Nilikuwa na tisha, nikatengeneza poster, ikashika. And then I'm an advocate by profession. So I also take myself very seriously. So nikaona niko where? Na hadi watu wameanza kusema watanipea kura. Nikasema kaende you know, kama mbaya where it goes tutaangukia hapo. Kama tunaanguka tutaanguka. I remember people would tell me online, utaanguka pajichore kama mtu, you know, every time. You know, sometimes I remember those things. It's been a journey for me.
Utaanguka
pajichore kama
mtu hapo kwa floor.
Yes, like utaanguka so badly. Hadi
what a print.
Yes, what a print that. But I told them I'm young, so if I lose, it's a learning process, and that's why I want to call on other younger women to just put themselves in leadership positions, whether it's politics, in the corporate world. You really have to try. Me, I didn't have godfathers. I know people say, oh, you know, Joe Kenya, kama unataka ku, you know, lazima ukuwe na godfather, and you have to try. How will you know? You know, if I didn't try, I wouldn't be here today.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how did you get the ticket?
The ticket, I would say it was really a lot of just God placing me at the right place at the right time. Because I remember at that time, when UDA was a party in Central Region, so normally a party, 40% of the votes the party gives you, especially if it's popular in a region. So when I went, I remember the now president, he would come to Kirinyaga. He actually thought maybe I'm joking. He was like, okay, maybe along the line she's gonna like drop out, because they'd come for campaigns, popularize the party. So the ticket was, it was just like God just placing me there, because I didn't have the money. So I can never say that, oh, it's my money. And I can't say that I had campaigned, by the way. The other candidates had campaigned more than I had. But then people were telling me, you know, we just looked and we saw, okay, these are all much older people. Why don't we vote for this young person? She's the only one who's here and she's young, you know. And luckily also the other candidates, in as much as they had campaigned, they had vied in other elections. So I think there's also that factor. When you vie too many times, it's sort of like people are like, oh, we alianguka last time, so we don't want. So I really feel that God, played a big role in that, and people wanted someone fresh, and well, I was that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
But did you play any party politics? You see the way unaweza cheza kwa ground, and then if you don't play any politics in UDA, then you end up not getting the ticket.
Yeah, I did. I was in Women for Ruto. It was a national caucus to just galvanize women to support the president. And I was also in Young Lawyers Brigade. It was a pro bono. We were offering our services pro bono, a team of young lawyers. We were 50 to just support maybe, you know, UDA, maybe perhaps even supporters who get caught up in litigation and all that. So yes, I was involved in the party. Yes.
And it helped. You think it helped? It played a part.
No, really, because I wasn't known, you know, like the president didn't know me. I didn't know, like I'm telling you, I didn't know anyone. Like I didn't know anyone. I was just there. Nikama, you see the way like there's a line of people, like we were 15, nilikuwa tu uko nyuma. But I was just doing my best. And I was like, well, I'd go on TV shows and I'd like do the defending UDA Kenya Kwanza and explaining our agenda and all that. So I think sometimes people would just share those with the president. So at some point, I think people started noticing this young person was brilliant. But I really can't say that it was a big factor in that, because I nearly lost my certificate. But then the deputy president and the president intervened, and well, yeah.
Okay. So let's deep dive into the conversation. Tunataka kujua.
Okay.
Kindani, vizuri kabisa. So, who is Jerry Mina? How would you describe yourself to someone who's listening in for the very first time?
And Jerry Mina is, first, I always say I am an advocate, because I have earned that. The politician comes uko, like below uko kwa list. And she's an ardent supporter of women's rights and an advocate for justice and equality. And she is, she believes in social justice and is a keen supporter of education, because I believe that we still have so many disparities in our education sector, which places, of course, the less advantaged persons and kids from such families that, you know, the odds are too high for them to break even. And I believe education is the one that opens opportunities for people to be able to express themselves, reach out to the world, get socialized and all that. And she loves karaoke. I love singing. And she's friendly, kind, nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Or not nice, kind.
Not nice.
You cannot be nice and survive in politics.
In politics.
You know, because if you're nice, then you're a doormat. People will be like walking all over you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where were you born?
I was born in Kibingoti, a place called Mugumo, India, in 1994. Like
1994.
Yes.
What?
1994, and I schooled at a nearby school called Kingoma Primary School, and then later on went to boarding and went to Kabari Girls High School. From there I did a course in linguistics Mandarin at Kenyatta University, waiting to join Nairobi University for my law degree, and then from there I went to Kenya School of Law for my diploma. Then I did my attachment as a Mary, that's pupillage, and then I got admitted to the bar on 3rd September 2019.
2019.
Yes.
And got elected in 2022.
Yeah.
So you worked for maybe two years.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have a childhood memory that you think has shaped you into being the wakili, the politician that you are today? Some values that were instilled in you in your childhood that you think imenijenga?
Yeah, I hope you don't cry when saying this. But I'm like the last born in a family of 7, and I was very close with my dad. I lost him last year.
Sorry.
And so for me, it was always, I was very assertive as a young child. I always knew what I wanted. If I didn't want this, I didn't want it. And my dad really picked on that and nurtured it. He understood that I was very different from the other siblings, and just really wanted to do things my own way. So he honed that in me, you know. For me, I feel that gave me the space to just have a broader perspective of things. And you know, growing up, we had gendered roles. You know, you're supposed to do these dishes, cook, clean. And I was like, no. I mean, why can't you take your plate to the kitchen? I mean, you ate, and I want me to take your plate to the kitchen. You know. So for me, it was always from a very young age. I was very assertive, and I was very consistent, because my father used to tell me, you know, you have to, if you start something, you have to finish it. So when I decided to buy, I said, well, we have to see the very end of this, you know. We're not dropping along the way. I remember there's a time there were discussions around, people would sit down and agree, like, let's give the party ticket to this one. And I said, no, I am not even interested in that. I want to go to the very end. I want to go to the voter. Let the voter decide that, well, we won't vote for this person. Because then that controls the narrative, right? If we would have sat down, and me as a young person would be the one who is at a disadvantage, because one, I don't have the money to give to the party, so I need even the party resources to win the final general election. So I think I was that assertiveness that was honed when I was very young is what has just gotten me along. Yeah.
So being headstrong and being assertive,
yes,
it is truly what defines Jerry Mina.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's also what got you through the campaign. And we just want to understand, do you have, like, could you share with us the most challenging thing that you faced when campaigning as a young woman? I'm wondering, as in kwanza unajua, as a youth, people box you out.
Yeah.
As a woman, there's also some sort of, So I'm wondering, how did you do it? Were there challenges that you faced?
Yeah. I remember that, you know, people would be like, oh, are you married? Do you have like 3 kids? Can you cook ugali? You know, some of my competitors would say that, and I'm like, you know, we're not going to the National Assembly to be asked these things. These are personal things, right? We are going to represent and articulate issues for our people.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge for me was, of course, finances.
Were you honestly asked, can you cook ugali?
Yeah, someone randomly asked me. And, you know, I remember there's someone who was a youth, I think, leader or something, and they said, oh, I don't have like a home that I have built where people can come. So I'm like, wait, it's not about people coming to visit my home.
Yeah.
I mean, then I would be someone who has failed as a leader, because I should ensure that people don't come to visit my home to get the services they need. And what about those who cannot come, you know?
Yes.
So about like, unaeka nini mahali wa unaitia watu mbuzi, you know? If I want to do that, I can always call them at my mom's place. Anyway, so finances was a huge challenge for me. But I am really grateful because I got the support of the president, and after I won the party ticket, and the deputy president, and the senator for Kirinyaga, Kamau Morango. I think the other major challenge was losing my dad, like in the midst of the elections, and I would actually like cry the whole night and then like wake up, like do some makeup, and then just go and smile the whole day. Because then people they don't really relate to loss. It's a personal thing, you know. People just want you to be there talking to them and smiling, because politics is also about perception. If people see you like umenyamaza tu, you're not smiling, you're not talking to them, they will think that maybe you're someone who is not a people's person. So I had to work twice as hard. Like that was I think the hardest thing. And then I couldn't eat. So I lost like I think I actually weighed. It's even terrible to say it. I weighed 29 kgs. Can you believe it?
During the campaign?
Yes, I lost weight because I lost my dad, and then I was just like so stressed out. Like my mom would just look at me and cry, and she'd be like, "Please just eat a little bit." You know, my brothers came down and they were like, "Please just try it," but I just couldn't. Like I was too sad to eat. So you can imagine how tough it was. But I kept remembering my father said, "If you start something, you have to finish it." So I was like, we've got to keep going on and see. And see where this ends. Plus, I really wanted to do it just to honor his name also, and just like and honor his legacy and all the things he believed in, education, equality, and all that. So it was sort of like a full circle for me to just see it through to the very end.
So just to put it in perspective, which month did you lose your father?
I lost him 2 weeks. We laid him to rest 2 weeks with the UDA nominations.
The primaries.
Yes.
So that's around is it July?
No, it was the primaries were in April.
April.
So it was March.
It was March.
Yeah.
Sometime in March. Wow. Hoida sana. I can imagine. So other challenges that I see women face is politics. They usually have very late night meetings, and that's when very huge decisions are made. Midnight, 3 p.m. in the bar somewhere. So I'm wondering, did you face those challenges?
I remember my dad, so at the time when he was still alive, he was like, "No, you need to get like a small phone because I need to be updated every time. Like, where are you?" So he'd call like, "Uko wapi?" Naambia, "Niko sijui wapi." Hiyo meeting imekuwa mrefu sana. Like, ni usiku sana. What's the time? It's like 12 midnight. I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, but you know, I really have to do this." I was like, "Yeah, I understand. But just call me." Because sometimes my phone would die. And then now he has no way of reaching me. That he'd be so terrified. He'd be like, "Oh my God, what's happened to her?"
Yeah, my last one.
Yeah. So I had that challenge. And I think for me, I really had just close support from my genuine friends. And they're not many, but it was just really genuine support. And it wasn't much of an issue for me because I knew you have to make the sacrifice. You know, if you want something, there are things that you have to sacrifice. Because I mean, there's a cost for everything. So it's about weighing the balance. Can I do this? Can I not do this? You know, if this is the cost, can I actually pay it? So the time cost in politics is a factor you don't even discuss. You don't have time for people or for meetings, don't get into politics.
Okay.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So as I said, you are a woman, a young woman, and you're not married. You're trying to get something like the women rep position.
Yeah.
Of course, there could be challenges of sexual advancements or things like that. Was that part of the challenges that you faced?
Weirdly enough, no. I think because people are just terrified of me because I'm assertive and I'm a lawyer and I'm very forward with people. So if I have a sit down with someone, I'll tell them, "Hey, this is what I want and this and this. Are you able to do it for me?" You know, on a professional basis. And if you're not, it's okay. I mean, you stay. So I didn't have those challenges, and I wouldn't want to say that I had them just for the sake of it, because I didn't. I remember even when I went to solicit for the support of the now Senator Kirinyaga County, I just told him, me, I don't know how to do those things. That's not the way I've gotten up. I work really hard, and I've worked really hard to be where I am. So if you're going to help me, I mean, it would be from your own heart. He said, "Well, I'm going to support you because you're a young woman and I have daughters and I believe in young women and I would want in the future for someone to do that to my daughters." So I think God just planned things. out for me, you know, so I didn't get to deal with that.
Even during the primaries, because you know primaries watu wanajua Jerry anatafuta ticket ya UDA. Na sisi ndio tunampia hiyo ticket as the party. Haya, lazima.
I didn't even bother to look I did not even bother to look at it for people sijui nini. Me, I was just, I don't even, that's why I normally say God just really wanted me to be here. Because I didn't even look for people, ati sijui nani SG wa chama, sijui nani nini wa chama, sijui nani treasurer. I didn't. I was just doing the best I could. I was dealing with my father's loss. I was just like, I just need to get a headway with this. And I was just telling God, I mean, if all these other people get to be in this position and, you know, like my passion to serve the people, I mean, why would I not? So I did not at any point look for anyone wa chama. Hata hiyo siku clerk sijui nini, they were being picked by the governor. And I didn't jua sijui nani. You see the way, by then mi sikuwa nimepanga kazi at all. So even when the vote rigging was happening, I was just like new and naive and like, well, it's an election. We're going to vote and then we're going to be announced. If I lose, if I win, you know. I didn't look for party leaders.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you have a feeling you're going to win?
What I knew is that I was very terrified because I knew all the odds were against me. But I had a feeling that I will be at peace with whatever decision. That I'm a very spiritual person. Maybe it's weird for some other people, but I'm very spiritual. So I was like, I'm going to be at peace with where God wants me to be. If this is not it, then this is not it. Because at the end of the day, I think, I mean, we fight too much, you know. And I was telling God, as long as you know that I put my best foot forward, even after I lost my dad, you know that I gave it everything that I had. So if I really lose, it must be that this wasn't it. So I was just at peace with whatever the outcome would be. But I was so terrified when I won. I mean, I was working so hard to get it that I wasn't even thinking about losing or winning. I just really wanted to give it my best. Yeah,
I can totally relate because I remember the night now when the county was going on, I just told God when I vied. So I just told God, whoever you want to be the governor and deputy governor of Trans Nzoia, let them be. Yeah. It's not about me. It's about who you have ordained. Because, you know, leaders are chosen by God. So it's whoever you want. If it's not me, I'm fine. When nipeleke kwa njia ambayo you want me to go to. Yeah. So I can totally relate with you being spiritual. So you won the seat. You're now the women rep of Kirinyaga. You are now living your dream, I suppose, as the women rep of Kirinyaga, representing Kirinyaga people and just kuwa mtetezi wao. And you're doing a good job, like I said. But then now you face a challenge with your governor. I don't know, bado iko DCI, bado iko, there's some investigations. But umeshatuambia clearly on Facebook that the governor sent her goons to attack you. And baka wakakufanya ukakuwa na head injury. So I just want you to speak into the murky waters that is politics.
The murky waters of politics. Well, when I got in, when I first got elected, I thought maybe that, you know, the older people are going to show you the way. You know, I thought maybe, you know, the women who've been there before me, they're going to like call you up, like, you know, let's have coffee, some mentorship, you know, and all that. This is how things are done, Nini, because I have to learn the ropes. Where? You see the way they say ground, vitu ni tofauti. That's the way it's like in politics. So the governor had a candidate during nominations. She was supporting the former county speaker. So, of course, her candidate lost, I won. And she went all the way to the general election as an independent candidate. So I think, for me, it was just like, there really ever was like a working relationship that is built on trust. Because before that, I was in the team supporting the former woman rep, Purity. And she was also vying for governor at the time. So, but then of course with the party and all that and everything, I'm a team player, and I really supported the candidacy of all UDA candidates as they supported me, which I appreciate to that point. But then I think people thought that I'll get elected and not cut a niche for myself, you know, because in politics you have to build a personal brand. So the first three months, I was really walking like, you know, on eggshells. I don't want to offend anyone. I can't do this. I can't say this because then you're going to offend the status quo. And I thought, well, I mean, I'm here for a reason. I'm not here to just follow people around. I was elected to represent my people and to articulate their issues. So when I started doing that, I realized that there are people that I am sort of like upsetting, you know, people who didn't like the way I was running my things because of succession politics. And sometimes people think you're a threat, and it is not proportionate to the threat you're actually posing. Because I mean, really, I mean, someone at her level is at where anyone would want to be in leadership of this nation, you know. So it's like we're not even on the same lane. What is so hard if you're not supporting me to just stay away from me to build my brand as a person and struggle my way around like I have done, you know. And I think for me that was the basic, you know, the lowest of it, because I think the bare minimum is that just leave me be. You know, if we don't vibe, if we don't get on, if we don't, maybe our ideologies are not the same, just leave me be. So yeah, there was the defamation letter. I think we're still waiting to see where she goes with it. She wasn't, they haven't served us. My advocates are on record, and so we're waiting, you know. But the other matter, it's being investigated. So I think I leave that to the authorities because I really respect the rule of law, how far we go with it. But at the end of the day, I think even when we have differences in ideologies, in whatever, in politics, we shouldn't get down to organizing political goodship or using the youths, you know. Because at the end of the day, I think our diversity should enrich us. And I don't feel entitled to her support or to her mentorship. I don't, you know. And it's quite unfortunate. But I wish that she just stayed away and just let me be, instead of now even taking it to that level of organizing for people to come attack me so that I can stay away from the ground and be unable to deliver to the people of Kirinyaga, which I won't, because, you know, at the end of the day, I say I am here for a reason. So I'll do my work, I'll do my job. If they upset people, too bad. But I have zero apologies on that.
And of course, you also have zero apologies on calling out on whoever did it.
Yes.
Because on Facebook, you came out so clearly and so bravely, I must say. Because mi sidhani ningesema. Uliandika tu, let me just read it verbatim. Governor Anne Waiguru, why do you want to kill me? I was like, hey? Of course, it goes on and on, the post.
Yeah.
But that was so brave of you. And someone would wonder that, are you afraid of going out or speaking out someone who is basically a national figure, because she has been a CS before, someone who is also a county figure in Kirinyaga County, because she is a governor, the second term governor. Are you prepared for 2027 and being boxed out, you know, the dangers of being boxed out in Kirinyaga politics? By her.
I think at the end of the day, like I said, I'm very spiritual, and I don't feel entitled to this seat. You know, anyone could be serving as a woman rep of Kirinyaga County. And for any reason, I'm someone who's not really like, I'm not a respecter of persons per se in the strict term of it. And I know that my path, and I know that I will get there, you know, whoever is standing in the way. At the end of the day, I say, and I tell people, we're all mortal, you know, no one is immortal. You know, you're here today and tomorrow you're not. And at the end of the day, power is transient. It shall and must pass. So fear is something that I wouldn't say I'm afraid. If in the event or in the eventuality that the people of Kirinyaga decide they do not want me as their county MP in 2027, I will be at peace with that. Because like I've said, I don't have any entitlement to this seat. I'm here to serve the people. If they decide I've done well for them, I'll be in. I can assure you that no one controls the people of Kirinyaga County. And that is something that even the 2022 general election showed to the even former president, who thought that he could bully his way around and make sure that people do not vote for the now current president. So really on that, I have zero apologies or fear that the governor will box me out. I mean, I do represent the people, right? Then that means that I have done such a terrible job of representing them that they really want to get me out. The only people who really can box me out in 2027 are the people of Kirinyaga County, not Governor Anne Waiguru. Yes.
So I can clearly see you know the Constitution and you're speaking into Article 1 of the Constitution that power belongs to the people.
Invest and belongs to the people. And I think maybe people get powerful and get drunk on power and just forget that. And they forget that life is it's all vanity, all these things, you know. And like I've said, in like a second, you could be here today and tomorrow you're not, you know, or the next minute you're not. So really, I don't fear people in that perspective. I know that God controls my destiny.
Wow.
Yes.
I like your vibe. It's really it's really something.
Thank you.
So what are the life lessons that you have in now your 29 years of being on this earth?
Yeah. I think the most crucial one is that maybe 2 or 3 crucial ones is that you have to be consistent in what you want, and you have to just keep pushing until something gives. Number 2 is that you have to be willing to let go of things and people. You know, we want to hold on to things, we want to hold on to people, and sometimes people are there for a reason, and sometimes you just understand that you have to let it go and just be at peace with it. Number 3 is never feel entitled. Like I've said, I never feel entitled at all. I don't even feel entitled to this seat. So I don't tell people like, you know, mimi ndio nitarudi. No. Like anyone else could be voted in, you know. I mean, I got here by, like I have said, it was like sheer luck. All the odds were against me. So I mean, why would I be terrified when I got here when all the odds were against me, and now I'm actually a sitting county MP, anything. So basic, don't get entitled, because a lot of times we want to move around with entitlement. You know, you feel entitled for people's time, people's, you know, opportunities, people's, you know, different things in life. At whatever level, you just know that you're the driving force for where you want to be.
Okay, I like that. Don't feel entitled. Yeah. Now, what I'm wondering is, and what most of us are wondering is, so they've seen you grow. Some people have seen you grow from being that young girl in Kirinyaga County. They've seen you be a lawyer. They've seen you struggle huku na huku ukitoa records. I don't know, I know you're a musician. Yeah. And then they have seen you be the woman MP of Kirinyaga County. Yeah. And they are wondering, mimi siku yangu itafika lini? Yeah. When will I also come, you know, and be somebody in this life? So I just want you to speak to them and tell them something directly to the camera.
Hi, so I know it can be really hard sometimes, and you're looking at the options on the table and you're like, okay, this will never work. But if you do not keep pushing, you'll never know whether it's going to work or not. So what I can say is just be consistent, pray, because at the end of the day, God is the one who controls the destiny. And even when you feel at your lowest, even when you feel that maybe you don't have someone to hold your hand, you don't have someone maybe who is, you know, connected and all that, just keep doing you and keep pushing. Because at the end of the day, I do believe that if you're consistent, God is watching over all of us, and I know that something will happen. And you have to be hopeful, because if you lose hope, then that means the basis of existence is lost. So please keep pushing, keep hoping, and see what will give.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep pushing, guys. You must. Yeah. So, Jerry, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
This was really nice. Nata sijakwambia, you share a name with my mom. My mom is called Jerry.
Wow.
Yes. And I know Jerry, the way you are is exactly how she is, in terms of your spirit, in terms of your aggressiveness. Yes. So
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep representing young people. Keep
Thank you.
representing women. Yes, I
Thank
believe
you.
that is a space that God has given you to just represent women and young people.
Thank
And
you.
the education, you've said about education, so
Yeah.
you're really passionate about that. So
Yes.
keep doing
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Asante sana. So that is it from us, guys. Continue sharing, liking, and subscribing.